Hi everyone, it's Anja here and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks. And today we are making this little pouch here. I have called it my foraging pouch because every time I go for a walk I always bring something back in my pockets, and I always collecting shells or acorns or little leaves, and I'm forever trying to put it in my pockets and then I forget about it, and then weeks later you go into that pocket and you find them again. But I just thought it would be lovely to have a little pouch that I could wear on my belt. So I have two loops here for wearing it on my belt. This is the belt that I wear when I go walking in my walking trousers, and that will fit on there. I've also got a loop on it in case I want to just attach it to something else that I'm wearing, or maybe my rucksack, or also my belt. And this pouch is locked. Look, I've even made a little lock and it opens up, and then you have so much space for all those shells, for little leaves, for acorns, for little rocks. I mean, I collect all kinds of things when I go for a walk. So in today's video I am going to show you how to make this. So what will you need? I have used this cord here. It's called Bobini and it's a junior 3mm braided cord, and I have it in the colors pearl and eucalyptus. And this is for a 6 to 8mm hook, and I am using my 6.5. And to finish, to weave in the ends, you will also need a thinner hook. So this is my 3.5, because obviously you can't use a darning needle to sew in the ends, so you just need your hook to do that. I also have sharp scissors, and I think that's just about it. So let's get started. So when you start using these skeins, look on the side of these skeins, and on one side there will be an end with a knot, and that's the side that you're going to start using. If you then carefully pull it from that side, it should always come out quite nicely. So undo the little knot, and we are going to get started with a magic circle. So make a cross over your fingers like this. Take your hook and go under this strand here. Pick up the strand there, bring it through, twist your hook, going back to that back strand here, picking it up and pulling it through the loop on your hook. Now you can take your fingers out. This is your working yarn. So chain 1. Then making sure you're working over these two strands here, you yarn over, you insert into the circle, you pull up a loop, you yarn over, and you pull through the 3 loops on your hook. There we go. And you keep the circle tensioned with your fingers like this. So yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through the 3 loops. And we're going to do 11 half double crochets like this. And then we will do our slip stitch, and that will create our 12th V. Go. So as you can see, I'm holding it with my fingers each time, because of course you've got nothing to hold on to, and otherwise you will distort it. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now if you notice that you haven't got enough space here to work anymore, you're going to just pull that, and then you will be able to work over the 2 strands again with no problem. So that was 9, and then we do our 10th one and the 11th one. There we go. Pull the end to make our circle smaller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this V here is where I'm going to go into, pick up the both strands and keeping everything nice and tight. So I'm pulling this one, yeah, and there we go. So now I have 12 V's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this is my 12th one here. Okay, so now we are going to make sure that our circle is nice and tight. So we pull it, and I am really going for it here. There we go. Okay, you can pull it even tighter. There we go. Okay, so we have a nice middle there. So now we are ready for round 2. So we are making a flat circle. That means we have to do increases. And the increases for round 2 means that we are doing 2 stitches in each stitch around. So we chain 2, 1, 2. This is going to act as the last stitch of our round because it is in this V here. So we're going to just disregard that for now. And starting in the first V, we are going to do 2 half double crochets into that stitch. So insert twice into that V, doing your half double crochet. So yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. And so you do this all around your circle. And I'm nearly at the end of my round. I have my last V waiting for me here. And of course, I've got that chain coming out of it. So that's my second half double crochet that's coming out of there, or it's going to count as that. So I just have to do the first one. There we go. And then we are going to skip those 2 V's and then into the third V, which is the V on top of the first double crochet. We're going to go under there and we are going to do a slip stitch. There we go. So this now gives me 24 V's going around the outside of my work. So now we're ready for round 3, and round 3 starts the same way. So we chain 2, this will be our last stitch of the round, so we disregard that for now. And the increase ratio for round 3 is 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, 2 half double crochets in the second stitch, 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. So in the first stitch, you place 1 half double crochet. In the next stitch, you place 2. There we go. And that's the ratio that you are going to be repeating. So in the next stitch, 1, and in the stitch after that, you do 2. There we go. So I will see you at the end of the round. So I'm just finishing my round. This is the one that I have to do on its own. Then here I am at the last stitch. Of course, the chain is coming out of that as my second half double crochet. So I'm just going to do the first one. There we go. Skipping those 2 chains under the third one, doing a slip stitch. There we go. So this is the base of our little bag, and it's about 10 centimeters wide, or 4 1/4 inches. So now we are going to get started on the sides. So this is going to be the base on the outside. So this is going to be inside. So from now on, we are going to be working like this. So I'm going to get started by doing a chain. And then we are going to be using the back loop only. So that means this strand here. So we've got the 2 strands of the V if you're looking at it like this, it's the top strand basically. And from now on, we are going to do single crochets. So picking up the back loop only, you are going to be placing single crochets, 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and there's no need to do any more increases. So the amount of stitches that we have now, which is 36, is going to stay the same. There we go. So this gives us a nice little edge, and look, my stitches are already standing up. So I will see you when I have finished my round. So I now have 35 V's going around the outside of my work. I've finished my round. I am going to sort of skip this last stitch, almost go under the V here, and I'm going to do a slip stitch, and that will create my 36th V. So now, from now on, we are going to chain 1, and we are just going to use both strands of the V. So we are going to keep going, and you can do basically however many rounds you want, in which color you want, obviously. I am just going to show you in a moment how to change color, and then you can do whatever color work you want, or just keep it as one color, depending on your supplies, of course. But make sure you keep your 36 stitches. So just finishing my round here. So these are the 35 V's. Now I'm going to use my slip stitch as my last one, so the 36th one, but I am also going to change color. So I'm going to go under the next V there that I want to go under for finishing my round. And instead of using my old color, I'm going to bring in the new color as if I was already crocheting with it. So I'm going to pull it through the loop on my hook, and there we go. We have changed color. Now, when you have changed colors like this, I do not cut off the old color because I want to use it again. And when I do use it again, I'm just going to start using it again. I don't cut it off, and it's just going to lie on the surface there. But that's fine because it's on the inside and nobody is going to notice that. And this is 1, 2, 3 rounds, 4, 5. So we've just started the 6th round, so to speak. And when you have finished your 16th round, then you will have to come back, because from round 17 we are going to be making the loops and the holes and everything that we need to be able to hang our pouch and to close it. So I have just finished doing my 16th round here. I have 36 V's on top of my work, and I am going to finish working on my bag in the eucalyptus color. So I have cut off the pearl when I did my last row here, and as you can see, I took along the colors here and it looks quite neat, so that's not a problem. I will be sewing in this end and then the middle end at the end of the project. And now I am going to make the loops hanging down like this, so that if I wanted to, I could put my belt in it. So this is the belt that I wear in my walking trousers, and I want to make sure that the loop that I'm going to create is going to be a snug fit for the belt. So make sure you measure your belt as well if you are likely to wear one. So chain 1. I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. There we go. And now I'm going to do a treble, double treble, quadruple treble, I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to yarn over 4 times like this, and then I'm going to go down quite a few rows. So this is row 17, 16, 15, 14, 13 and 12. So in the first eucalyptus row here, 1, 2, 3 stitches around the 4th stitch there. I'm going to go in and I'm going to come out from that stitch as well. Then I'm going to loop round my cord and bring that up from the stitch, yarn over again, keep everything tight here, yarn over again, and then you pull through the first 2 loops, 1 and 2, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, 1 and 2, once again, same thing, and again, and you keep doing this until your loops are finished. There we go. Okay, so now we have made a loop, and let's just test it. Yeah, I think it's snug, but it's fine. Okay, so make sure your belt is going to fit in it. Then, of course, we have done this stitch, so we are going to skip this one here, and then we are going to use this one next. So I try and make sure everything is nice and tight again, and we do a single crochet. And now we are going to continue all along our round until we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches left, because this 4th one here is where we are going to do the same thing. So I will meet you when you have 4 stitches left there. So I have my 4 stitches left, 1, 2, 3 and 4 yarn overs, and I'm going to go down to the same level. So it was this one here, 1, 2, 3, and then here I'm going to go round this stitch up again, bring back the cord, and I'm going to do my whatever treble you need to do to allow for your belt to pass through. And there we go. Voila. And then once again, skip this one here, and then you do your last 3 single crochets of the round. There we are. And then you do a slip stitch to close the round. There we go. So now we have a way to attach our pouch to our trousers. There we go. See, look, they can hang off there. Okay, now we need a way to close our pouch, and that's what we're going to do in this round. So we're going to do a round of single crochets, and here and there we will be making a chain and skipping a stitch to make the holes, so that we can then put our little drawstring in there. So let's get started. Chain 1. We're going to get started by doing 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Then you do chain 1, skip 1, and then you are going to do 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then chain 1, skip 1, and another single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Chain 1, skip 1, 3 single crochets in a row, chain 1, skip 1. So when you've done 3 lots of 3 and each time a chain, you then do 1 lot of 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then you do another 3 lots of 3 double crochets each time with a chain 1. So chain 1, skip 1, 1, 2 and 3, chain 1, another lot of 3 single crochets after skipping 1, 2 and 3, chain 1, skip 1, 1, 2 and 3, chain 1, skip 1, and then you do the 2, and then here you just make sure you do, if you can get in there, a slip stitch. There we go. So that sort of is 5 stitches, but we've only done 4, but that's fine. Okay, so now we are just going to do one more row of single crochets all around, just to finish off nicely. So chain 1 and into the first stitch, and you do a single crochet in each stitch, and this will help to open up those openings. So make sure that this time you go around those chain spaces, slightly helping, of course, look to open up the hole. I will see you at the end of the row. Okay, so I've just come to the end of my row. Here I am going to do a slip stitch to close the round, and I also want a loop so I can hang it off my carabiner if I am using this one and I'm not wearing my belt. So I'm just going to make a loop basically. So I'm going to chain a number of chains. I don't know how many was that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Let's make it 12. Okay, it doesn't have to be too big, just so that, you know, it's easy to clip on and off if you need it. And then into the next stitch, you're going to go into that and do a slip stitch. So bring the yarn through and through the loop on your hook. And that's it. So you're going to finish it like that, and then we will sew it in so it doesn't come undone. So cut off the cord, pull it through, and now using our thinner hook, we are going to pull it through here, making it disappear to the back. But I think we might also make it come back, there we go, and pull it through here again. There we go. So it looks quite uniform, and then we will pull it through the back, through the next stitch, there we go. And basically this is what you are going to do now for your ends. So turning your bag inside out for a moment, you're now going to use your thinner hook, going under any strands that you can find, like so, and just bringing the cord through there. There we go. It's like sewing in, but you know, with much thicker yarn basically. So yeah, under there, and just pull it through, and just keep doing that for a little while until you think it's, you know, far enough and it's not going to come undone. So that's those ends sewn in. So now we are going to turn it back inside out. And now it is time to add the cord. Now I'm just going to add a piece of cord. I'm not going to crochet it, or I'm not going to do anything with it. I've just cut off a length of cord. And I am going to start by putting it into this hole here at the back, coming out this one, and in there again. So you just weave it in and out. There we go. Then pass the 5 back in there. You can use your hook if you need to. There we go, to pull it through. So it should be both the loops out here, and you've got this one here, because this is how we are going to close it. So pull it closed and it should stay there, but it doesn't. So we have to make a lock. I always call it a lock, but of course it's not. But yes, that's what we are going to be making. So make a little knot in this end here. So I'm going to make a lock in pearl. So we're going to make a magic circle around our fingers, go underneath this strand, pick up the back strand, pull it through, twist your hook to go back to the back strand, yarn it over and bring it through. There we go. Now we can take our fingers out, and we are going to be working over these two strands. So we're going to do single crochets into the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Close up your circle a little bit, and we'll do an 8th one. There we go. And then we are going to do a slip stitch underneath the first V there. Oh, if you can get into it. There we go. And close the round. Then you pull the end of your magic circle again, and you will see that my little disc here, my little circle, or my lock, is getting smaller. So now we are going to cut off the yarn. Once again, we are going to sew in the ends, but this one here we're going to sew in first. Okay, so the outer one we're going to just make sure that we make that disappear towards the back, but we are doing an invisible weave in, so I'm just replicating the V there. There we go. So pull it nice and tight. Right, so there, that is your little disc. Still working with your end here. You're going to try and just make it disappear into the back. Let me just, it's all a bit fiddly. There we go, into the back of your lock. So underneath here, I see 2 strands that I can pull this under. There we go. Okay. It's a bit too tight. There we go. Okay, so that is gone. And now, of course, we still have the middle one. Now, as you can see, there's quite a big hole. And if you pull the middle one, you will make the hole smaller. And now I can just get my hook through. So that's what we want. Okay. So let's cut off the one that's on the outside. So this one here, that can go. But the one in the middle we're going to just leave on for now. Now we are going to put the lock on our bag, and we are going to put our hook through the lock, then loop our loop around and bring the loop through the hole in the lock. And then, just to make sure that the lock doesn't fall off our strand, we are going to put a knot in it. So there we go, that's that. And now, to make sure that our lock stays closed, we might have to adjust it. So we are going to pull the middle, and then when you adjust your lock, it stays closed. So making sure that you have your lock nice and tight. Pull again and again. You then start with making the end disappear. So try and find a strand that you can go under and bring the end through. There we go. And I just keep pulling and I keep doing this so that the middle hole of my lock stays nice and tight, so that will allow me to close my bag. See? There we go. And if I want to hang it off my belt, I can do so. And if I want to hang it up with my carabiner, then I can do so as well. So let me just do another couple of sew-ins on the lock and then I will show you the bag. So here we go. I have made a little pouch that I can close and open, that I can put on my trousers or on my belt when I go walking, so I can collect my little shells that I always do. And I hope you will try to make this little pouch, and I am so happy with it. Yes, I know Dirk is going to roll his eyes because I always bring back things from my walks, but there you go. Now at least I have a nice bag to put them in. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye!